Hey, I'm Shelby.
And I'm Courtney.
We're exploring our past.
Looking forward to our future.
And living for the present. All while learning how to live magically.
Magically.
Heyo.
Hey.
What's up?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So nice to see your face.
You as well.
Yeah.
What's new in Florida?
What's new at the zoo?
What's new at the zoo?
So much, but also so little.
Oh, great.
Really, the highlight for me has been a litany of packages from Amazon. Some have been huge successes and some have been huge failures, and I'll tell you about one of each.
Okay, great. I'm here for it.
I have been looking. I don't know if you're on. I know you go on TikTok, but like if you're on TikTok as much as I am, and also it like feeds you what you want to see. So I don't know if you're getting what I'm getting, but I'm getting a lot of content. I'm getting a lot of content of fountains lately. Just like
what
live feeds of like a running fountain,
like a water fountain.
Like a water fountain.
Okay. Yeah, we're on very different TikToks.
Right. And like, I'm not suggesting that I'm sitting there and watching a live video of a water fountain, but I do scroll past it and I do open it to look at it. And there are hundreds of people watching
a fountain
live of a fountain. Right. So,
I'm nervous to where this is going, but I'm listening. Mm-hmm.
Long story long, I went on Amazon and I extensively searched for fountains because I was like, well, shit, if all it takes is a fountain, like I'll totally set my camera up over here and live stream a fountain while I'm doing work on my computer and like, read the comments as they come in. So I bought a fountain after much research and it came and it was all plastic, even though it looked like it had bamboo pieces and like rock. It was just like a big piece of garbage. Didn't make any noise. Like,
so you're going to put it outside?
No, I was going to put it on my desk. It's just like a little fountain.
Oh, it's like a little desk fountain.
Like a little desk fountain.
Okay, I have a new idea.
What?
You should get like a cheese fountain. You know, like
a cheese fountain.
Like maybe it's actually like fondue. Or like a chocolate fountain, you know?
Okay, a chocolate fountain I know about. I've never seen someone put cheese in one.
Maybe that's not a thing. Maybe that's something I've just dreamt about.
Oh my God. She's like sticking her cheese under the fountain.
No, I think that's a thing. And I've seen like you can get like little pieces of bread you stick under your cheese fountain. Or like, I think it's like a fondue. Or like
I've heard of fondue for sure, but like I've never heard of a streaming fondue fountain.
Fondue is just, it could be fountainized.
I guess. I thought fondue was always just like in a pot, like a melted pot of cheese. How do you get it to the perfect consistency to melt and flow?
I don't know. Maybe it's worth some research because that could go viral.
I'm impressed. And like for every gift they send, I could eat a cube of cheese.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, I would come over for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was your purchase that didn't go so hot.
That was my purchase that didn't go so hot, but I did today. Well, this one really hasn't been a success so far either, but I got one that I'm excited about.
Okay.
I'm really in love with this company called Revashelf. And yeah, Revashelf.
Okay.
And they just make like very cool updates to your cabinetry. So
I'm here
the
for
one
this.
that I found, one that I found was like, you know, the panel, there's like a useless rectangular panel below your sink. And then like below that is your cabinet. Okay. But like between the cabinet and the countertop, there's like a little panel because my doors don't go the whole way up.
I don't really know what you're referring to here. I'm lost.
Okay. Well, anyway, there's like this little panel in front of your.
Oh, yeah. That sometimes looks like a drawer, but it's not actually
it looks like
a drawer.
But it's right. You can't open it.
Yes.
It's just like a useless piece of trash.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
the point of this company is literally to make things like that better, and that's why I'm obsessed with them.
Okay.
So it takes that panel and it makes it like a fold out like soap and sponge holder.
Perfect.
Like a little caddy, a little
Yeah.
plastic caddy that folds out and in. And all you have to do is like attach these hinges. So the hinges aren't working for us right now because of the way our sink is installed. So it's kind of a problem. But once we figure it out,
is great.
the idea is great. Right.
Awesome.
So that's my life.
Okay, so while listening to you, I am afraid that AJ is going to make you go back to work.
Why?
I mean, if you're just like out here buying fountains and like new projects for him to install, like you better be careful.
I'm doing the fountains because I'm trying to get TikTok famous and like he supports that.
Okay.
And we're doing the shelf to get TikTok famous because like it's cool and it's all about the content.
You're right.
Like,
I'm here for you.
Yeah,
I'm just giving you the warning.
I'm not buying like makeup, so it's fine.
You're right. That's a benefit.
Yeah, clothes.
Okay, a small purchase that has been bringing me a lot of joy. You're going to be proud of this one. I bought a Dish Daddy.
What's a Dish Daddy?
You must have a Dish Daddy.
Oh, is it a sponge like a
It's a sponge on a stick
with soap in it?
Yeah, and then like to get soap out, it like comes out of his mouth.
Yeah.
He like press a button and he starts drooling.
Oh my gosh.
I love it.
You do? What makes
love
you love it?
Well, I just like, okay, if you were to tell me, like, what is your least favorite chore at home?
Folding the laundry.
Ooh, good one. I also hate that, but I hate doing the dishes. And
Fair.
That's because, but you're like really good at doing dishes. You like do dishes like right when they hit the sink, or at least you do when I'm there. I tend to like cook dinner and then like leave the dishes in the sink and then like have to do them the next morning. If not, like, yeah. So then it's just like gross. It's disgusting. Yeah. It like grosses me out. But the Dish Daddy, like I don't have to touch the sponge because it's like on the stick and it's just like, yeah. And like every time like he like drools out of his mouth of soap, it just like makes me laugh.
That is hilarious. I didn't realize that they made one. I have like a generic one. Aya bought us one once.
Oh, you don't have the Dish Daddy.
I don't have the Dish Daddy.
Oh, you got to get Dish Daddy.
Fun fact, what I use mine for, my generic non-Dish Daddy, is the shower. I have it filled with half Dawn dish soap and half vinegar.
Interesting.
And then, yeah, you just use it to like clean the shower while you're in there.
That is so smart.
Yeah, the shower stays like pretty clean.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll just like let my hair, I'll do like a hair mask or something and be like, do, 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 do.
Wow. I need to take some lessons from you. You're so good at like cleaning your house. I would just like rather not.
But I'm not. I'm so not good at cleaning my house. Like, then I'll talk to Corey and he'll be like, it was the third week of the 5th Wednesday after Lent, so I washed my door. And I'm like, people are washing their door?
No, I do not. And I'm so bad that I was like we're like too far in now where I'm like, Kyle, for my birthday, I would like to get a house cleaner to like come scrub the baseboards because like I'm not doing that, but they really aggravate me every time that I see that they're dirty.
You know what you should be doing for your baseboards? Your mop.
You're right.
Just throw that baby in the washer. Or get a new head. I just ordered replacement heads so I can have like one head for the floor and one head for the baseboards.
Because they're like cheap on Amazon.
That's what I just ordered mine on Amazon.
Yeah.
But then just do your baseboards and you just mix up like a little bit of
like not so sudsy.
Yeah, not so sudsy and something that smells really good. And then you just like wipe it down and it's great.
Okay, maybe this conversation will like motivate me to do that.
I believe in you, and when we chat next week.
Also, my birthday is coming up, so okay, not really, but like 2 months.
Your birthday? Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, like your birthday hits first, but I'm just saying, like, some people find it really hard to shop for me, so I'm just here to give ideas. Like, I need a cleaner.
Oh, you need like a house cleaner.
I don't want a house.
You want somebody to come in and do like a deep clean.
I just want one deep clean, and then I can keep up with it. I don't need like a weekly house cleaner, or I don't even need a monthly house cleaner. I just want one deep clean to like reset so I can get my shit together.
No, I believe in that. I actually really believe in that. And like for me, when the house, because I've had somebody come, have you ever had that?
No.
Okay. When I've had somebody come clean my house, I'm already so like anal retentive that I want it to be clean before they come, because
God, that would
already
be me.
don't.
I'd be like, because you like,
because you don't want like a stranger to see your mess.
Yeah.
So, but the perk of that is that then they aren't wasting their time cleaning up your stupid mess.
Yeah.
They can do like the baseboards and like cleaning the fan and like the stuff that you don't
do
think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Maybe I'll give you that for your birthday.
No, that's okay. Kyle's gonna do it.
Okay, good. Well, if you need help finding somebody, I loved care.com is a good place to find somebody.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
I liked it. I don't know. We found like our favorite. Her name's Mercedes, and she's
I didn't know
awesome,
that was like a thing.
Yeah.
Oh. All right.
Check it out.
Anywho,
hi.
What
are we doing? I don't know. We're way off track.
We're so good at this.
We are.
I'm excited for today's combo.
Are you? I'm really nervous about it.
I'm not, because I feel like this is another episode like our burnout episode. And the burnout episode was like a little therapy session for me. And I feel like it gave me life. And I've been like, on the go, crushing it, kind of.
Yeah.
More than I was before the episode. So I just feel like this is going to be the same. I'm like looking forward to the combo.
I hope so too. I'm looking forward to it. I'm just like very nervous because it is something that I struggle with a lot.
I mean, same, but
it's a little intimidating. And like, okay, so we'll just get into it. We are talking about imposter syndrome.
Okay. Yes. Oh.
We're just going to do it. We're going to break the seal.
Okay.
Imposter syndrome is something that freaks me out. So I don't want to talk about it because it's like very intimidating. And
Agreed.
Part of imposter syndrome is like believing that you're not good enough to be talking about stuff.
1000%, right? We have like imposter syndrome over like doing the podcast, right?
Right.
We just like went on to this rant about freaking shelves and dish daddies, and I'm like, who wants to listen to this? And
I know everybody's like,
we leave this thinking like nobody wants to listen to our conversation, and who are we to think that we can have a podcast? And then this episode's going to come out and people are going to be like, oh my god, I love my dish daddy. Oh my god, what is this cabinet that you ordered? So
yes,
yeah,
I love that. You're right. The people are with us.
Yeah. Okay. Imposter syndrome.
Yeah. All right. You want me to give you a definition?
I would love a definition of this.
Okay, great. And I forgot our review of the week. Can we do it at the end?
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it at the end.
Okay, great.
Coming at you.
Imposter syndrome is also known as imposter phenomenon, and it's a psychological occurrence in which an individual doubts their skills, talents, or accomplishments and has a persistent internalized fear of being exposed as a fraud.
Yep.
Just like really hit home.
This is besides taxes, this is the hardest part about being a small business owner. Yeah,
especially in like the age of the internet.
Yes. I actually think imposter syndrome probably became more of a thing because of the internet.
Right. Because like we're on all day. I'm on all day. You're on all I learned from you. Like you're on all day.
Yes and no.
Like, no, I mean, there's moments away, but like,
when you're
on camera or like on social media, but like you wake up and you're at work and like you have to prove yourself constantly, whether you're proving yourself on the internet in your posts, whether you're proving yourself at I remember walking into the post office when I had like 2 boxes to ship and I was like embarrassed, like not feeling successful when like, later in my career, I would roll in with like a truckload.
That's like a huge, like, when I drop off like a smaller batch of orders at the post office, they'll be like, that's it today? And I'll be like,
right.
Okay, cool. Just like,
right. Like,
thank you for pointing out that the sale wasn't as good as before. Or what? I mean, even if it wasn't, even if it was just like a random day of shipping and it wasn't like after a sale or something.
Right. It's like a thing that you don't expect to encounter in your day that reminds you about imposter syndrome. So that's what kind of where I'm coming from is like you're on all day, like constantly hitting a point, even like with like my mom who loves me and supports me unconditionally and whatever. It's this like confusion about like what is it that you're doing and like is it a real thing? And
well, and I don't think it like we're definitely not diving into this like that this only affects people who are entrepreneurs and have a small business, because it's way more than that. And it actually reminded me of a conversation we had a couple weeks ago about me running and me being so, I was like comparing myself to somebody else on the internet, thinking that I am not a runner because of that other person. And that is not true at all. But I don't want to say that I'm a runner because like I'm not running as fast as others, but that's not true. Somebody actually DM me, if you're listening to this, I appreciate this because I think about this all the time. And she said, somebody once told me that if you're running, you're a runner. So if you're running, like you are a runner. And I think about that all the time. Like it's so true. Like I'm on the treadmill running. Not everybody else is on the treadmill running. So maybe I am a runner. But that's part of like imposter syndrome too, is like, I can't like open up and say, yeah, I'm a runner.
You can't like claim that identity because you don't feel like you earned your place in that realm. Right.
But like in the same time, like I can think in the back of my head, like, well, I am running like right now, you and I both are doing like almost 8 miles a week with this training, if not more.
Well, you are. I'm doing a little less, but like, yeah.
But you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. We're like hitting it hard. Like, I know this weekend we have to run 7 miles.
Oh my God. Oh, okay. Let's not change the subject here.
I know. Yeah, and the funny thing about imposter syndrome is like, if you spoke to the runner in question who like influences you in your, like who's making you feel intimidated.
Yeah.
I guarantee she would be like, you are a badass and like, congratulations on doing what you're doing. Yes. And I think you're amazing and like, no judgment. Absolutely. No, for the most part, people are good people. So like,
absolutely.
People aren't out there thinking terrible things about you.
But it's funny how our minds think that, right? Like I don't like to post my Peloton stats of like how fast I ran that mile, even though like I'm proud of it. You get what I'm saying though?
Yeah. You, me. I'm always like, okay, Shelby did 2.5 miles. I did the same workout and I did like 2.
No, oh my gosh. Okay, whatever.
You're amazing.
You want to go over some of these signs of imposter syndrome?
Yeah, let's do it. And you can check off how you're feeling.
Okay, you as well.
Okay. Extreme lack of self-confidence. I wouldn't say mine's extreme, but like, sure, yeah.
Well, I mean, doesn't everybody have like a little bit of lack of self-confidence or
yeah.
Like, I mean, I think the only person I know in this world who doesn't lack self-confidence is my 18-year-old brother. Like,
yeah.
he has enough confidence for all of us, but like the majority of people, right? You have to have like, you're right. I wouldn't say like extreme, but there's definitely something in all of us that has a little bit of lack of self-confidence.
Yeah. Just like hard to be fully confident.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Feelings of inadequacy. That's a big one for me. I always feel inadequate, which is like very exposing to say, but like.
Yeah, but like, why do you why? Like, not to like put you on the spot, but can you give us an example?
Sure. I don't know. Like, I just feel like I'm not living up to like potential or like not good enough. Not
right. Like and you sometimes say this to me a lot and I'll be like, what? Like, we won't go deep into it, but there was a conversation we had this last week and you were like, I can't do that. And I was like, yes, you can. That's literally how you started your business. Like, yes, you can. So I guess
like, yeah.
But I guess I'm the same way too, is like, I don't even really know how to explain it. I think that's the hard part is that like when you're like in this and you're feeling these ways, there's like certain things you can't even like in the back of your mind, you understand that you can do that and that you are like, let's say good enough to do whatever it is you're doing. But like on the forefront, it's like, no, I can't.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and there's always like actually the next one, constant comparison to other people. So for me, like I can think of like a negative back talk, like, because my husband is so good at building me up and like being very positive and
Yes.
saying my accomplishments and all of the things, but I am so quick, and so are you, to like be able to back talk those. And so like one example would be like you threw at me the other day, like, well, you started your own company and you sold a business and that's like amazing and whatever. And like, it is amazing and I'm very proud of it. And it's something that I accomplished. And so like, I should own that.
Yes.
But then in my mind, it's like, okay, well, I sold my company to a man who sold his company for many multiples of millions of dollars. So like, cool, he bought my company, but like I wasn't selling for millions. So
Okay.
like, did I really accomplish anything?
Okay, but that man was also like twice, if not three times your age. And I'm sure that's not the first company that he sold. So you have to start somewhere.
You're totally right. And I need like logical me can get behind
I get what you're saying. Yes.
But like emotional me has a really hard time wrapping my head around like being good enough, or like when I compare to other people.
Yes.
Like,
I think this is like another place also where social media really comes in.
Yeah.
Comparing yourself to others. Something on the podcast that really stuck out to me was our conversation with Taylor with Gingerbread Couture, and how she mentioned how she doesn't follow another small shop who sells what she sells. And I think that is like a plus to her. And I think that would really, really help somebody like suffering from imposter syndrome, is if that's something that you're trying to do, is to not follow those people if it's not giving you the same like energy that you need.
Right.
I find that,
yeah,
I don't know, that was like a really big takeaway. Then I think about that often.
Yeah, I love that. And she's so right, because I remember when I had the gift basket business, I would compare myself to other gift basket businesses. And like, again, it's so easy to be self-critical. And so it's really easy to look at, like, I looked at, when I started Mouse to Your House, there was nobody doing gift basket except Disney themselves. And then there was like this very adorable old woman named like Betsy who was making gift baskets, and it was called like Gift Baskets by Betsy. And like, she might still do it, I don't know, but she had like a website from the 90s, and like you called her phone number to order. There was no
very, very different than what you were offering.
Very, very different. So, but to compare now, like who's doing gifts and how and where they come from and what's their background and are they maybe more experienced than me? Like, there's a woman who does an awesome gift basket company in Orlando that comes from Disney Floral and Gifts, and like, she's awesome. So like, I can't make a bow anything like her. Am I good enough? I don't know.
Well, so something that, I mean, I feel everything that you're feeling, obviously, especially with Pixie, but something I try to remind myself of is when I see like other, and it wouldn't even have to be like a small shop selling shirts. It can be any sort of like small shop. When I see like them being super successful and like selling out and having all of these orders and like doing all of these things, I get like so down on myself, comparing myself, and like my shop isn't as good as theirs. But at the same time, like my shop is like what I want it to be right now. And it's working for me right now. Like it's paying my bills. You know what I mean? Like it's sending me on these, like if I want to go to Disney, I can go to Disney. Like it's working for me right now. And I think that way also in like Instagram per se, like with just like with B Shelby Lee, like I'm not out here trying to be an influencer. So if I like ever like get inside my head over like, why am I sharing this? I'm not an influencer, but I'm also like not trying to be. So like if it's bringing me joy to share something, just freaking do it.
Yep.
So like it's yeah. I think yeah. Okay.
No, it's so funny. I relate to that so much. And like, I'm thinking about it now because I've started posting my drinks.
Right.
And it's like the dumbest thing ever. But like, if it brings me joy, then I should do it. And for me, it is bringing me a lot of joy because now I'm getting like DMs from people, or they're tagging me and stuff of like, a new drink that they tried, or like, I thought of you this weekend because I ordered a whatever.
Yeah.
Or like, I was drinking a liquid death and like, that was awesome. And do you know about it? Like, so the connection with people is
even if
cool.
you like had the self-doubt or like comparing yourself to like not post that, it's catching on to the people that you wanted to catch on to. Like,
right.
Who cares?
And like, you should just,
if you don't have like 10,000 followers, right? Like, share it to the people who are there.
Well, and the person who does care, like whoever is sitting in their house, honestly, because I'm sure somebody is thinking like, this girl is an absolute loser. Why is she posting a picture of her iced coffee every day? Then like, sorry, I don't know. I guess like
you can unfollow.
People get me down, right? And like I allow that to hurt my spirits or whatever. And I hope that the people who I love and care about aren't the people thinking those things. But like, it gets in my head sometimes, of course. And
duh.
Yeah, it's easy to say like ignore it, whatever, but it does.
I feel that way literally about every single time we like release a podcast each week.
Every time. It's it's very intimidating.
Which on our next sign of imposter syndrome is anxiety.
Yeah.
That goes right into this. Like the anxiety on Mondays of like releasing a podcast of like what's going to come out of this episode. Which is so silly because I don't know if we've ever had an episode come out that people are like, well, I guess they didn't tell us if they didn't like it.
They didn't tell us, but we're starting to get into stuff that's less surface and more, especially right now, on this episode. Yeah. But in general, we're starting to get into stuff that's like a little bit deep. And so it's vulnerable and intimidating. But like, it's also, we're talking about our life and we're very lucky to have experienced things we've experienced and like have something to talk about. So I think when people respond and they say like, I could totally relate with your episode about burnout or whatever, then it makes me feel less like an imposter and more like I want to keep doing this.
Yeah, I agree.
It makes me feel like, oh my God, maybe I'm not the only person that feels that way, or that helps with the imposter syndrome.
To have good people in your corner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we can get into that part of
it. We love good people in our corners are everything.
Yes.
Another sign is self-doubt, which we've already covered it.
I feel like we touched on that and yeah.
Yeah. How about distrust in one's own intuition and capabilities? So just like not believing in yourself.
That's me.
Yeah.
Especially like, I'm going to relate it back to being like small business of like the ideas that I want to do. And I'm like, I just can't do those.
Yeah.
Which is not true. Cause like I could, but like,
right.
I just have like, what if I do it and it fails but you won't know until you try. Like I know that on the forefront, but in the back of my mind, it's like, no, you shouldn't do that.
Well, that's the next one, which is negative self-talk, which is like the realest thing. You can have a whole dialogue in your head against yourself and like beat yourself out of something before you've even started.
I think it's probably Kyle's like biggest pet peeve of mine.
What, that you get in your own way? It's my biggest pet peeve about you too.
Well, like, yeah, I am like a relatively positive person, and I'm definitely like so positive to others. Oh, but when it comes to me, I'm like, no.
Same. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
And like, it's annoying. It's super annoying because like I can look at you and see the imposter syndrome when it, like, I'm not saying that you have it all the time.
No, I know.
But like in times when it is manifesting itself in you, I can see it clear as day, and I can immediately say like, what the F are you talking about? Like, stop.
Yeah.
The madness.
I mean, right back at
crazy.
You. Yeah.
But when it's yourself, at least for me, it's like a lot harder to snap out of it and just be like in your case, I'm like, okay, but Shelby, like we just talked about how you stayed at a hotel for $900, like once in a lifetime opportunity that is whatever.
Yes.
And like, you really lived it up and everything. But like you paid for that with your hard work. So like, what do you mean you're doubting your next shirt design or a product that you have in mind or a whatever? Like, you're crushing it. It like doesn't even compute to me that you would doubt yourself.
Well, it's the same thing. It's right back at you when you're like saying something. I'm like, you sold your freaking company. Like, do you realize what you did? Like, hello. And I think, I think we're the same person in this aspect of like, yes, you tell me that and I hear you and I can understand that. And I can say like, yes, you are right. But then when I put my phone down from talking to you, like that goes out the window. Like, yeah, I know she said that. Yeah, I know she's right. But like, I can give you something else to back it up in a negative way.
Right. Like your own mind can get in your way really easily.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about how we can get over it.
Let's.
Because, like, this is becoming kind of heavy.
It is, a little bit.
I'm, like, tired of carrying the weight, right?
Okay.
First tip. Don't, and this one goes out to you and your runner friend. Don't put people who are successful in what you're trying to achieve on a pedestal.
I love this, and I actually think what's funny about the running comparison here is I'm comparing myself to that person who is in my mind on this pedestal, right? But that person is also probably doesn't even think that they are on a pedestal because they're trying to reach further. So like you need to be, I guess you need to like put yourself on your own pedestal of, you know what I mean? And like I can speak that out in our conversation here right now, but that doesn't mean when I get on the tread later and I don't go as fast as I wanted to go, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to feel the same way. But I know how it's supposed to be.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, that's step one is admitting the problem.
Great.
Okay. Step two, stop comparing yourself with others.
Thank you. That is easier said than done.
Absolutely.
But I think everybody just like needs to remember, like, especially like, again, I'm going to go back to social media.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure there are people out there comparing themselves to me or you and like what they see us do on social media and yada, yada, yada. But like life is so much more than like what's in those tiny squares or what's in those 30-second stories. So the comparing yourself to others is definitely a social media thing. And I just think, I don't know. This one, like, this is another one where like I hear you and I know that I can't compare myself to others. And I'm so true to like be who you are and like own it and like don't try to be somebody else. And I will forever preach that even if I don't always feel it in myself. But I just think social media can be real dangerous in that. I don't know. Like my life is so much more than what you see. And I mean, it's little squares on my 30-second stories here on Instagram. There's like so much more of my life that I don't share that like nobody knows about, you know, besides like obviously like you, but like the strangers on the internet.
Right.
So I think that's like, you need to remember that when you're comparing yourself to others is you don't know their full story.
Yeah. The little squares can be like the enemy of happiness and joy if you allow yourself to turn it into something it shouldn't be.
Yeah. So just knock that off.
Yeah. Knock it off.
Knock it off.
Surround yourself with people that are like-minded and believe in you and what you do. Hey, girl.
Hey. We're
good at this one.
We are good at this one. This is like my favorite thing. That's my advice to people, like right out of college, or, I mean, even if you haven't figured that out yet, you need to surround yourself with like-minded people. And yeah, so after our wedding, I had said to you, like, I just feel so grateful that I had the best bridesmaids who like all got along and like loved me, but like also loved each other. And then I was also so grateful that we had a smaller wedding, but every single person had like the best time. And it was like nobody was left out. And it was just like the best time. And you had said to me like, yeah, that's because you surround yourself with like really good people.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just so true. Like, I don't want to like toot my own horn, but like, I didn't always do that. I have a lot of people in my past who I no longer speak to, and maybe it's just because like we've gone different ways in life. But yeah, you surround yourself with good people. Like you are who you surround yourself with.
Yeah, you are who you surround yourself with, and it's really good to have some people in your corner who, when you're doing the dumb stuff, like comparing yourself to the little squares on Instagram or beating yourself up because you think the next person is more successful or that you don't have what it takes or whatever, having someone else in your corner to champion you, at least for me, is like a huge, like people who do that for me will never know, like you included, how much that means to me. And like, I don't know, I think it's an easy, connecting with another person is an easy way to sort of stave off this imposter syndrome, because there's strength in hearing it from someone else.
But, and I think those people, like, I think like you and I, like our friendship, I think some people look at it as we're just like always like hyping each other up. But we're not even like purposely always hyping each other up. It just like really comes naturally to us to do that. It's not like we're like, it's not like I'm calling you like, hey, Cor, I need a pep talk today. Like, no, it's just like a very natural thing. It's not, that's why like, I think you don't realize how much you do it to me. And like, I don't realize how much I do it to you because we don't even really know we're doing it.
Right.
Because we're just surround yourself with people. Like,
surround yourself with good people. Yeah. And like, I don't know if it's on here, but like, surround yourself with like-minded people. Like that, getting people in your like mindset just like helps, I don't know, helps you level up, helps you see, like, helps you bring your own attitude to the table in like a positive way. Like you don't want to show up and be the bad egg.
Right. Yeah. Yes. Like you don't want to be like, I'm trying to think of like I guess this is kind of related. Like our friendship definitely started off of because we were both like small business owners and we connected in that way. And we were just like really both kind of like go-getter attitude people. Mm-hmm. And I find myself like more attracted to those types of people now. And like even like Kyle, like we're both very, like I think when you met Kyle, you were like, oh yeah, 'cause like he's on like the same like mind as me. It's the same thing with like AJ. Is like we're just like, I don't know, you kind of have to have like the same like
frequency.
Frequency. Yeah. Find people on your frequency.
Find people in your frequency is like the singular best piece of advice.
Yes.
Ever.
Yes.
Like, yes. Okay. Realize there is no failure, only feedback.
I love that.
I love that too. It's like hard to hear because sometimes it's easy to hear like a little something critical and like run away with it. Mm-hmm. But then I also circle back to like, a lot of these are rooted in what other people think of you and what you think of other people. And you really have to put your value in like who you're allowing to assign value to you.
Yes.
Like if somebody on the internet, if somebody on Reddit wants to write some nasty shit about you,
thinking about
like let them write some nasty shit because it's fine. Like,
yes,
you tried something. And if they think you're a failure, congratulations. Like, I don't need your approval because I wasn't looking for it in the first place.
And
I'm here for the people. Yeah, like I don't know you. And like the people whose opinion you do care about, I hope you're close enough with those people, and you and I are, that you'll call each other out when stuff is wrong.
Yes.
Or like needs help or fixing or whatever. But like in general, if I think you did a good job, then like you probably did a good job. Right. And like that's the opinion that matters.
Correct.
I'm not sitting there trying to like nitpick stupid stuff about you apart. And the people who are doing that, like easier said than done, but like we just shouldn't care about what they think.
Yes, it's definitely like easier said than done. Or like just don't go on Reddit.
I don't go on Reddit. And I don't know what you've ever read about me, and I don't want to know.
I've never, people on Reddit love you.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I'm just kidding. They've only said like one thing, like your name's only got brought up once, and it was very nice. And my name hasn't even got brought up that often. But hey, when it does, it can infect you. It can like affect your imposter syndrome. Let me tell you that. But
totally,
yeah, the opinions of others should not matter.
Yeah,
opinions of others who don't even like care about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't care about you. They're not looking out for your well-being.
Yeah. If you surround yourself with the good people, like those good people in your life do care about like your well-being, and they will tell you if that was a failure that you need to learn from or if you're succeeding.
Right.
If that makes sense.
If I accidentally go live and like my butt is in the shot or something,
right.
Like I hope you're going to call me immediately and be like, hey, you did something really stupid.
Yeah.
Go fix it. I hope you're not like too intimidated to tell me that.
Oh my gosh,
or, like,
never.
Right. But so like, I know you're looking out for my best interest.
Yeah.
So transitive property, if I did something really terrible, you would have told me about it, right?
Well, of course.
So
of course.
Can't be that bad.
Yes. Woo. Yes. Okay.
All right. Embrace your fear. That's like, well, no shit, but I'm not going to jump off a rock anytime soon. So
no, but I think that's like we had a fear of going and doing this podcast, you know, and we were just like, you know, we're going to jump in and let's do it.
Could you imagine if we would have started when we wanted to?
No.
Like, we would be so successful.
Yeah, we probably would have been. Yeah. But here we are. We're getting there.
We're getting there.
Because we finally embraced the fear.
And if you have been here long enough to be listening in this part, can you please subscribe on YouTube? Because I am trying really hard to build up our YouTube, and it would be so helpful if you could subscribe. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
Me taking my imposter syndrome and crushing it and just going for what I'm after.
I love that. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Yeah. I'm trying. Okay. Discover the root cause of your imposter syndrome. That's like deep. But
that is deep. And like, I don't know if I don't know.
I just read that as like go to therapy.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, I think like a therapist needs to like figure that one out for me.
Yeah. And heard, like understood. Yeah. We all have some things we need to work out.
Right. Yes.
So.
Yes. This last one though is my favorite one.
All right, read it.
You want me to?
Yeah.
Your comfort zone is like a muscle. Meaning, your comfort zone is like a muscle. The more you push your limits and go further and further outside your comfort zone, the bigger it gets.
So true.
Love that.
And it's actually really funny that I can think of like a real life example about pushing outside of my comfort zone when I rode Tron.
Yes.
I just was really nervous because I get so embarrassed and self-conscious about the puking thing.
Yeah.
So it was like very brave of me, in my opinion. But I had the opportunity to ride it, right? And like, the opportunity is not going to come for me again for a long time because I won't wait in line for it for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I won't, whatever.
Right.
So I just had to like man up and do it. And now AJ has been saying to me like all the time, like, well, you rode Tron, so you can do anything. Like
it's so true.
My comfort circle has expanded, right? Because I did it and I didn't die.
Yeah.
Like I didn't throw up and I was fine. And like, how exciting that sometimes things do go okay.
So when I read that, I thought of my New York trip when Kyle was working and I was so brave to Uber by myself. And I went to a Peloton class by myself. Like I don't go to a Walmart in my hometown by myself, let alone go to around New York City by myself. So that was something that I really like stepped outside my comfort zone. And clearly it was worth it because I met Cody Rigsby and had the time of my life. So I often think about that when I like say I can't do things. I mean, I still don't go to Walmart by myself, but like I'll be like, I went to a Peloton class by myself and like
in New York City.
Like I don't go to the gym alone, let alone one that is like live streamed on platforms. Like what?
Right.
Who am I?
Especially like a workout. Like
yeah. So you can do anything.
You can. I know. You and I are better at some of these and worse at some of these, but like the comfort zone expansion, I think we're both slowly getting better at.
Agreed.
We're like just trying to put ourselves out there and hit the things that need to be hit, but like, you know, ignore the naysayers.
Yeah. I think imposter syndrome is such like so, it's just like so interesting.
Yeah.
Like this conversation helped. I don't think it cured it.
No, I don't think it cured it either.
But I think it was like good to like discuss and hear, and I know that we are not the only ones feeling this way.
It's nice just to know that like you're not alone.
Yes, exactly. And I hope we help someone. Bye, AJ.
Yeah, I know. Bye.
You know what? Okay, hold on. Before we end this, I do feel like. Do you feel? I don't want to speak for AJ. But I'm going to speak for Kyle. Like, I don't really feel like Kyle has a whole lot of, like, does not have a whole lot of, like, imposter syndrome. As much as, like, a female does.
These guys are, like, cocky and full of themselves. And it is not fair.
Like, Kyle will go into, like, a meeting with his manager or director and be like, I just want you to know that I earned this. Like, he is so, like, he just, like, knows what he's worth, and he'll, like, go for it, which is, like, a quality that I wish all people had. But I just find it so, like, I think if they listen back to this conversation, they do not relate at all.
No. And I don't know if that's, like, because they're men and, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I would just be, like, really interested to, like, hear, I guess if you don't feel this way, hear your takes on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
They're just lucky.
They are just lucky. You're right. Maybe they are that way because of us. Because we're just like, they're hyping them up all the time.
That's what I'm saying. Number one fans here.
Yeah.
But they hype us up too. So like, I don't take away that they.
I completely agree. Kyle
we're in our own heads.
Yeah. You're right.
But like, we're going to get better. And like, talking about it actually did make me feel better because it made me feel seen. Like, you know, I'm not the only one who has this problem.
Yes.
Which is really exciting, but I don't know, it was a good convo and like a good reminder that
it's a good thing to just put out there.
So seriously. Yeah.
I'm glad we had this combo.
Me too.
Okay, but before we end, we still have to like back it on up to our review of the week.
Oh yeah. Back it up. Okay, ready? This one comes from Jess Adcock, and her title is The Most Magical Podcast on Earth. And I'm like, here for that.
I love that.
I love starting my Monday listening to Shelby and Courtney. I have an hour commute to work, so this podcast really gets my Monday morning started off right. It's the perfect mix between life chats and Disney chat all in one. And it's so relatable. I feel like Courtney and Shelby are my BFFs, and I think anyone who listens will feel the same. That, like, literally warms my soul because I want these people to be our friends, too. So the fact that they feel that way is, like, nailed it.
Like, really feel for this hour commute to work.
I do, too. Oof. Oh, man.
Oh.
We'll spend an hour with you, but, like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Good for you.
Getting a latte on the way. What is your self-care?
Seriously. I hope she has a lot of podcasts that she listens to.
I hope so too. Yeah, we're like letting her down by only doing one a week.
Seriously. Oh my God. But thank you, Jess. Appreciate you and your drive to work.
We do. We appreciate you.
All right. Well, that was a great combo.
It was. Thank you so much for talking me off some cliffs and through some valleys and just being you.
You know, right back at you.
Thanks, Shelbs.
Love doing this with you.
I do too.
Alrighty, well, see you next week.
See you next week.
Alrighty. Bye.
Bye.